Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Today we're looking at the psychology of studying effectively, how your brain actually learns, and how to use those mechanics to improve your results. You sit down at your desk, you read the exact same page over and over. 2 hours pass, you check your phone every 5 minutes, and by the end you feel completely exhausted, but none of that information stayed in your memory. Most students don't struggle because they lack intelligence. They struggle because they are relying on a flawed method. Time spent sitting at a desk does not equal actual studying. This diagram shows the 3 strict biological conditions your brain requires to learn: focus, repetition, and understanding. If even one of these nodes fails, the entire learning structure collapses. Simply reading a chapter again and again without those 3 pillars is passive learning. It tricks your brain into feeling highly productive while failing to create any actual memory. Memory formation starts with acquisition, and without absolute focus, this stage cannot even begin. Scrolling, notifications, and background noise prevent your brain from taking in new information. This timeline maps out an effective 60-minute study block, a 25-minute deep focus zone followed by a 5-minute break. During this window, step away entirely. Micro-breaks prevent cognitive fatigue, ensuring your brain is refreshed. But what you do right before you sit down requires dopamine control. Consuming instant gratification, like scrolling through short-form videos, floods your brain with cheap dopamine and actively destroys your attention span. By curating a clean physical environment and starving your brain of that easy dopamine hit, you guarantee the focus required to actually acquire new information. Once you acquire the information, you enter stage 2, storage. The single most powerful habit you can build here is daily revision. Whatever material you are taught today, you review on the exact same day. This consistent action trains your brain to process information daily. When exam week arrives, you are simply recalling concepts rather than starting from zero. This graph compares 2 different approaches to studying. A student who commits to 1 hour of steady daily review consistently outperforms someone who crams for 8 hours once a week. You don't wait for motivation. Consistency builds discipline. This forgetting curve chart shows what happens without review. Left alone, a memory trace decays rapidly. To keep memories intact, use spaced repetition. By planning gaps between review sessions, a day, a week, a month later, you interrupt decay and strengthen the memory. None of this works without sleep. While you are unconscious, your brain physically stores everything you reviewed that day. Skipping rest means tossing out the very memories you worked to build. Memory is an active biological process. It demands consistent daily inputs, spaced review intervals, and deep rest to survive until test day. The final stage is retrieval. The proper way to extract stored information is through active recall. You close the book entirely and intentionally test yourself to see what you actually know. As exams approach, many fall into the trap of only reading their notes. Instead, you need to shift to rigorous writing practice. This flowchart illustrates how writing funnels scattered data into a clean sequence. Practicing your answers builds 3 distinct benefits: writing speed, a precise answer structure, and a logical flow of thoughts. Practicing this physical output trains your brain how to express complex ideas clearly. When you face a high-pressure exam paper, you won't experience that paralyzing feeling of being stuck. Acquiring and storing information is useless if you cannot retrieve it. Consistent output practice is the only way to prove the knowledge is actually yours. Effective studying isn't about the sheer volume of hours you spend at a desk. It's about moving away from inefficient habits and aligning your routine with the biological rules of memory. I want to hear from you. Comment below. How many hours do you usually study daily? What is your current routine? And what is the biggest struggle you face while studying? Before we close, I want to thank all of you for the love and support on our previous videos. Your feedback is what motivates us to keep creating more valuable content. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content.